Hey, look, we're back. And where we last left off, we forgot to save after a combat, got thrown into another long combat, and died the first time. Also, we figured out that Shale is real good for me because he lowers my what's it called? Yeah, he lowers my attack speed by a lot. So yeah. Let's see. Attacks. Targets. Shell toss of multiple rocks that crash down the target area. Creatures within the area take damage. Move speed. They're knocked down unless they pass a friendly fire possible. Or oh, okay. Holy shit. Shale might become a permanent. Goddamn. Jesus Christ, I am zooming. This fast move thing is great. Yeah! Oh, hi. Let's summon the bear. Actually, let's summon the spider. I need to focus on the game. Wait for me.
Let's see some blood.
Let's web this guy up.
Is it time to kill?
Thank you, Jesus Christ. God, this just amount is just stupid. Would you get hurt, by the way? Damage? Nah, can't have that. God damn, Shell, putting in mad work.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Wait, let's go that way.
Oh, my. I did not expect it to be this crowded.
Surface dwarf.
Let kings fight over kings. Trade
I've never
needs to
seen an
flow.
elf down here before.
Hi.
You have some kind of problem?
I'm here on behalf of the Bloodstone Irregulars.
Oh? What was this about?
I heard you stole supplies from the guilds.
Oh, I see. Tauren must have sent you. I refuse to answer to a pawn of Tauren. Come, men, to arms!
Uh-oh. Backing up. A little bit closer.
It's a good day to die.
Don't leave me, Shale. That range down a little farther. So I don't have to like start positioning around Shale. Crossbow, whitewood, useless. Duster, cured leather. Worse. Great sword, frost here. No. Guild supplies, I'll take those. Thank you. You guys seem real nonchalant
How am I
about this.
supposed to live with no crafts to sell? I'll be ruined.
Hey, dwarf.
I go where the work is. It isn't here.
I'll take that. I'm giving it to Shale. Because I'm immediately going for maxing you out. Let's raise your constitution up to 30. Strength up to 30. Oh, I need you to get you to at least how much dex? I need you to be at least 18 dex. Got it. Perfect. Yeah, let's just max this out immediately. 25 strength. You're not level 12 yet. That's fine. So you just become a buff turret. Not bad. Not that I'm gonna ever take you off that though, so yeah. Sorry, buddy. You are forever going to be a... Oh, well, no, I don't want to change party. Let's see. Self. Any. Activate mode. Rock Mastery. Yeah, you're never leaving my Rock Mastery. Sorry, buddy. Save presets. Let's see, I got Hurl Rock. Earth and Grasp goes here. Rock Barrage goes here. Parsize Strikes goes here. This is never being used. This can go here. This goes here. This goes here. I'm never using Quake, so self, any, activate mode, threaten. Let's see, ally, being attacked by melee. This isn't being used. Use ability taunt. Save preset. Perfect.
Let's do something
Turn this
fun.
on now.
At your service.
Greetings, man. Best be careful. Darkspawn are coming.
Dwarf.
Bloody dwarves will argue themselves into poverty if they aren't careful.
I understand the Swamp Witch is out to slay its own mother.
Entirely in self-defense.
So it claims. It could not have been its plan from the very beginning, then.
I knew nothing about my mother's intentions prior to finding the book. 'Twas your notion I arranged that.
Unnecessary, considering it is the only one who can read the book. It could just as well be a journal or a book of recipes.
Would you like me to teach you how to read the book? Then you can see for yourself.
Now it is testing me.
Well, do you care enough to learn or no?
No, I do not care.
Then leave me be.
What can I do for you?
I have a note from your master.
This ought to be interesting. Such diction. This man is a true scholar and rhetorician. I am honored to be fired by one such as he. Good day.
I can't tell if that's some sarcasm or not.
You wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well-armed to notice a lowly merchant.
You live on the surface?
Someone has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzamar's lifeline. Even if we're denied a caste, the Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone. But they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites. Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown.
How often are you stocking Orzammar?
Twice a year. I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it.
Never mind, I should go.
Best of luck to you.
So the dwarves are racist or classist. They have, if you are not born into a high caste, or you're born casteless, or you're born on the surface, you are basically disrespected and treated like shit, for lack of a better term. And then even then, you need to be born in a higher and higher and higher caste to mean something. So like someone born in like a lowy class, like some kind of like servant caste, isn't well received. Literal classism, as opposed to someone who's born in, say, a merchant class, and then it goes into merchant craft, and then like forger caste, and then like lord caste, and then nobility caste, etc., etc. And we could have either been a casteless dwarf in one of our origins, or we could have been a noble dwarf.
King Loghain will not suffer the delay of his...
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
Why have your people treated like this?
They hide because they are dwarves.
Racism.
I would challenge any race to fare as well. Our king is dead. Endrunaidukan returned to the Stone Knot 3 weeks ago. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
I'm a Grade Warden. These treaties obliges Orzammar to aid me.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the Royal Seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Loghain's a traitor who killed King Cailan at Ostagar.
What? Lies and slander! King Loghain will not suffer this. I will not suffer it. I'm his messenger.
Kill each other as you will, but take your sodding fight off my doorstep.
Okay. Let us start with a paralyze here. Let's go. Stun here. And here, defense. Spider, if you could. Web there. And I need rapid fire. Jesus Christ. How fast do I fire without this? Okay, so this is just worth. Can I get a web here? No, it's not up yet. Oh, dear left. Can Shale suffer injury? Yes, you can. Attack speed. But honestly, that's fine. All things considered. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Did I talk to you?
Can I interest you in something? I've got the finest selection of previously owned armor and weaponry this side of Val Royale.
Previously owned?
Why pay through the nose for new equipment when you can buy it like new for much, much less?
Where'd you get this new
Oh, here and there. Look, that's really not important. The important thing is, it's cheap. And just as good as what you'd find at a smithy.
Let me take a look.
Oh, of course. And remember, everything's covered by Farron's 24-hour lifetime guarantee.
I don't think that's how lifetimes work, friend. Hello. Yes? Thank you? Arrow of Filth. Throwback harness. Remarkable Topaz. Portrait of Goose Girl. Huh. I'm going to be firing like a goddamn fiend.
Oh, you want to see some of the best?
Let me take a look. Sell this and this. All these. The only person who could use this isn't going to use that. Sell that. 14 strength still needed. Kalen shit. Sell this. Keep all that. Frost shear, cold damage increase. You can use that.
Yes?
Perfect. Let's go. Now, why was his name yellow?
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
I still gotta try. I still do need them on my side.
A trust follow, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. Fair journeys, Warden.
If there is anything complimentary to be said about these people, it is that they possess a remarkable facility.
Now that's something of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her.
These are not your ancestors.
Don't say that.
You
Not
take
to
the
me,
memory
not to
of our
anyone.
paragon.
Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
Or I'll throw you into the deep road.
They also live in a society where it's like, hey, you really want to work hard. Obviously, you want to work hard in any society, right? But it's a case of, it's very, very rare for a dwarf to get out of their position as where they start, you know? Like, in fact, I believe Branka is the only one that's gone from a common caste to Paragon because of what she was able to do.
Can I get you so you can get off my back? Got it.
Let me check that. I feel like that's true. Soldier's Peak. I'll come back to that later. As I studied among the dwarves, I became aware that the social system was as rigid in stone that surrounds them. From the lowest servants to the king of Orzammar, each dwarf has a caste, a rigid social standing which dictates that what he may do and how they may do it. What fascinated me then was that dwarves, stubborn and proud as they may be, have built in a way for even the lowest of dwarves to bypass the caste system and reach prominence. Any dwarf who has made an achievement of significance can be named a paragon, elevating the dwarf above all others. To become a paragon is to be recognized as essentially a living ancestor. Your words are considered infallible, and the dwarves liken you onto a god. Your family, those you choose to ascend with, become the founders of a new line of nobility. Indeed, every existing noble house among the dwarves traces its line back to a founding paragon. It's a rare thing, however. In my visit, I learned of only one paragon who has been elected in generations, the Smith Branka, exalted for her discovery of smokeless coal. I met the Paragon Branka only during my stay, and I consider it to be an odd occasion indeed. Surrounded by those of her house, this ill-tended woman was draped in the finest clothing and jewelry, and she was obviously revealed even above the highest nobles, perhaps above even the king, yet she seemed to enjoy none of it. The burden of being living legend is great, it appears. Statues of the Paragons are found throughout Orzammar, though nowhere so prominently than the Hall of Heroes, though one which passes on the entering from the surface. It is a breathtaking sight to behold. Great works of stone, all seeming to hold up the ceiling above. It is meant to impress upon visitors to Orzammar of all who have gone before. I think it is also meant to remind dwarves going to the surface and thus abandoning their brethren forever of all they're leaving behind. And the former king Idukin is your father in the Dwarven noble questline.
How many other forms can the Swamp Witch become?
Several.
Can it become a golem?
Seeking companionship, are you?
If it could become a golem, I simply wonder why it would not stay that way. It is a superior form.
No, I cannot become a golem. I can learn to become animals, and each form must be learned anew.
And how does it learn a form? Does it read about it somewhere?
It is not a talent one can read from books. You must copy a creature's soul.
I do not understand.
Nor should you. Rock is unchanging. Allow it to stay that way.
The fact that it makes me sad because of how like rare it is for DLC companions to be as voiced and as other the mainline characters. Like even in the Mass Effect series, when you get access to what's it called, Kasumi and Zaid in Mass Effect 2, they do not have even half the amount of dialogue between the characters as the normal cast does. And the only reason that Jobbik, the Prothean in Mass Effect 3, has as much dialogue as he does with other characters is because that he was in the base game, and then you had to pay $10 to unlock him. Ugh. While your concerns have merit, the Assembly has made itself clear. Space within the Thiag is at a premium. The intended function of the Hall merits the additional resources committed. The statues of the Paragons must be the core of the Hall heroes. There is no other placement that so benefits Dwarven interest. It is the first glimpse that the surface ambassadors have of Orzammar. It enters us not just to our living ancestors, but also to the stone from which we were born. They must see its shape before they can understand the complexity of its raw form. The Hall must serve its second purpose, as it is the last sight of the departing brethren. Those who choose to leave must do so with the heavy gaze of their ancestors at their backs. It's a reminder of the duty of the consequence. We will promote all manner of trade, but also reinforce those who leave for too long will return as strangers to the stone. Hey, we need you guys to literally continue to be a thing, but if you stay too long, you're fucking traitors to the kinds. That doesn't make any sense at all.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew.
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Jesus Christ. So, what you just saw there is basically literally both sides are fighting. Are fighting over so the king died, right? The king has died, and now basically his royal advisor side is fighting with his son. If you do the Doran Noble quest line, you have two brothers. The one on the left is one of your brothers, and then you have an elder brother, both older than both of you, who treats you like shit. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be king, you little piece of shit, and just disrespects you hard. I believe it's because you have different mothers, and he's eldest, and he wants to be king. And that guy on the left is your middle brother, and he plays nice to you, acting like, oh man, don't worry about him, we'll be fine. You go through the quest line, and your father dies of odd circumstances, and your middle brother right there kills your eldest brother and then frames you for it, leading to you being exiled effectively, you know. But, you know, that's just how it is. That's the politics of this entire area.
Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
The Blight is coming. I need Orzammar's assistance.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here.
Sounds like the Balin and Harrowmont are the ones to talk to.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
You mentioned paragons.
Surfacers appoint no paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us, declared living ancestors. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Can the Sun City function like this?
That's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy, and the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Balin and Harrowmont in there. Sort this all out in a hurry.
The proving?
Personal battles for honor and ancestor. I don't expect a surfacer to understand. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate.
Actually,
yes, you should.
Bit rude.
Lava bad. Don't go near the lava. I have a question it may be able to answer, Elder Mage.
Must it always be Elder Mage? I'm not a wizened old crone just yet.
Would it prefer mage well past her prime don't mind the sagging bits?
You have an odd way of requesting answers to your questions.
I'm curious about the abominations of the tower. Is it possible for such a creature to become human again?
Yes, it is simply very difficult. It requires travel into the Fade.
And is the mage the same afterwards as the mage was before? Of birds.
He left us because we were determined to make our own way, even if we hurt ourselves.
I understand. Thank you for the answer, wise one.
Did Liliana's voice just come out and win?
I'll get on it.
Did you see that? I cannot believe what this city has come to. This would never have happened when Endrin was alive.
This Balin, is that King Erden's son?
Aye. What a terrible burden for a father to have only Balin left of 3 fine sons. In the end, Endrin himself recognized that Balin cared for nothing but power. It was Endrin who ordered his son away from his deathbed and embraced Lord Harrowmont as his heir.
What do you know about this Lord Harmon?
Lord Harrowmont should be our king. He was King Endrin's closest advisor, the only one he could trust. Endrin himself, ancestors welcome him, asked the Assembly to endorse Harrowmont.
People are on each other's
The
throats.
city is torn apart. King Endrin is dead, and the Assembly can't decide who takes the throne, Lord Harrowmont or that monster Balin.
Why such hate for Balin?
Everybody knows he killed his brother Trian and let his father's favorite son take the blame. And many question whether Endrin died abed, as we were told, or whether Balin helped him along.
Is the Harrowmont qualified to rule?
He is a good man and a skilled general. King Endrin trusted him with his life, and I will do no less.
Who are you?
I am Narav Helmi, 3rd daughter of the 2nd matron of House Helmi. And you, stranger, what brings you to Orzammar at such a time?
Who has the authority to defend against the Blight?
A blight? Now? But our warriors are killing each other in the streets. I'm sorry, stranger. I fear there will be no aid for you in Orzammar. If you seek Lord Harrowmont's support, I suggest you talk with his trusted advisor, Dulin Ferender. He might be able to get you an audience.
Thank you. Key required there. Quest. Nug Wrangler Borm.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter. No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
These things dangerous?
Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
I see any dogs and send them your way.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
A lost Nug.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Greetings, and welcome to Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
Nothing coherent.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad thing. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate. Except when forging. Then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work I've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
I don't understand what happened to you.
It's the lyrium, you know. Raw blood of the earth. It's more alive than you and me. Most of the time, that's no problem. When it's all bundled up in a piece of steel, it'll leave you alone. But handling the ore directly, sometimes you get burned. It's not just your skin it takes off. It'll burn directly into your mind.
Aren't dwarves immune to the lyrium effects?
Of course we are. Weak surfacers like you touch the raw ore, and you'll bleed from your eyeballs in hours. weird seeing how big you are. Even surface dwarves lose it. Us down here, though, we should be able to handle it just fine. Only not too much, and not every day, and not breathing the dust, and not direct in the blood. Ancestors' own bad luck.
So working with Larry made you crazy?
Not crazy, just a little forgetful. Don't worry, I'm fine when I work. Just look at my wares. I have the best blades here. Enchanted to hold fire, ice, anything you want to put in it.
Let me see your wares.
Best in the trade, you know. I worked the ore myself.
Hello. 19 gold for that. For a free talent or spell. Yes, please. Can't afford to get it right now, though. Remarkable diamond, I can get those as gifts. Okay. We'll come back for that later.
You look like you're not from around here.
Can I help you?
I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Circle of Magi?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
You want to leave Orgrimmar?
I want to go to the Circle to study.
I assure you that desire will depart the moment you arrive.
Shots.
I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
What will the messenger get?
What do you mean? Oh, you're looking for payment. My father's shop refines lyrium for smithing. If you help me, I'm sure I could get you some.
I'll talk to the first enchanter next time I see him.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
She wants to be learning from the mages. I can't hate her for that.
Does that lead out to the deep roads? I hear they're crawling with darkspawn.
Hey, Nug. Runestone.
What's this? An elf? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesh's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
Why do you need patrols?
Don't let the comm fool you. The Darkspawn are down there, aren't they, Commander?
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
Actually, they made their move on the surface.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except
during blights. Ancestors save us if that's what's happening.
Are darkspawns the only danger?
Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin.
Deep stalkers?
Ugly beasts they are. Walk on two legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs. Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size.
Are there no doors past this
A
point?
few outposts. Legion of the Dead, mostly. Fools that they are. Some scavenger types, too.
Legion of the Dead?
It's an independent company of soldiers. They accept no command but their own. Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes. Or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join, and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
Will you let me pass?
Into the deep roads? Not without a full unit of soldiers to back you, my friend. Or Adesha's permission to risk yourself. Orzammar can't afford to lose its citizens or honored guests on casual visits to the deeps.
Fair. I should go.
For your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again.
Well, I'm a Grey Warden, so I'm coming back. I'm just telling you now. Holy shit, this move speed thing's great. Here you go.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
Not enough for you.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Cool. There's Dagna. And, ooh, wall carving. Life in Orzammar.
Welcome to Jannar Family Armorers. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail. At Jannar's, we have everything from leather to platinum.
Jannar, do you have a daughter named Dagna?
Has she been bothering you? It's a whiff of surface stink, and she's like a cave tick. Won't let go.
Oh, I'd like to help her study with the
Do you
mages.
even know what that means? If Dagna goes to the surface, she forfeits her caste. She'll never be able to marry or work in Orzammar again. Dwarves don't do magic. Dagna knows that. It's just a childhood fantasy that dies hard. Please, if you see her, send her back and let me talk some sense into her.
She wants to be a mage,
Please,
or wants to study.
Don't encourage Dagna further. Tell her you were wrong and that her place is with her family.
You know anything what's happening with the king?
I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses.
Fair point, fam.
Lord Harrimont's a fair man. My father did business with him, and he always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object.
This man's just trying to keep his head down and do his job. I can't hate that.
My father made his name by inventing a fall and tacit, which were integrated into the cuirass. But, I'm guessing by your face, you're not a smith yourself.
I am not. So you have in store?
Of course. Keep in mind, we also take items on trade.
Rock knocker. Yeah, you don't have anything that I really wear for obvious reasons. Not really that surprised.
You're back? But it takes 2 weeks and 4 days minimum to make the journey to the Circle Tower.
I don't even know that. That's quite impressive.
Thank you, great lady. But am I right in guessing you haven't left Orzammar yet?
I'm not leaving Orzammar until this election is resolved.
Well, I've waited 19 years. Another month won't kill me.
Yeah, I'm not leaving until I do all the quests here.
For he is lost in darkness. Mothers, keep him safe, for you know what it is to... I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone.
There's probably some stones around them. So this is some kind of shrine?
I don't know that word. This is a section of stone kept bare to receive our prayers.
So a shrine.
The stone gave rise to our people, and it is where their spirits return in death.
Who are you?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Rock. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
What happened to him?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Did you want me to look for him?
How? There is no way except to brave the Deep Roads yourself.
I'm a Grey Warden. This is what we do.
Warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the Deep Roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Take heart, good Widow Filda. We'll do our best.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
I mean, I'm going to the Deep Roads eventually. That's just what's gonna happen. Oh, another Nook. How the hell do these rabbit creatures survive down here? But yeah, dude, I'm a goddamn, I'm a warden. Of course I'm going to the Deep Roads.
Oh. Atrust Vala, stranger. You must be the Grey Warden we heard about. Welcome to Tapsters. I'm Cora, your hostess. How may I serve you?
I'd like to hear more about your city.
So you come to Tapsters? I guess you're not asking for anything official, or you'd be at the Shaperate. But I can certainly give you a mole's eye view.
What's a Shaperate?
It's the bureau of all the Shapers in Orzammar, led by the Shaper of Memories. If you're from the surface, I guess you'd call them scholars. They keep all of our records, laws, genealogies. You got questions about Orzammar's history, and don't mind answers in words as long as your leg, that's the place to go.
We're gonna find the Shaper.
He'd be in the Diamond Quarter. Pardon, the Nobles District. Upstairs from here, however you call it.
Is there a place I can see where
The
I'm
nobles stay
while I'm here?
upstairs, except when they're slumming. You'll find the assembly there, the palace, the shaperate, and plenty of estates. Down from here is just Dust Town or the mines, so my recommendation is avoid. It's not part of the city, just some old tunnels where the castlists build their nest. No one goes there if they can help it. But if you want fun, your best bet is the Proving.
What's the Proving?
It's a chance for all the best fighters in Orzammar to test their skills. There's a tournament today. Arenas between here and the Diamond Quarter.
I'd like a drink.
With 52 types of ale, 17 types of mead, and a dozen imported wines, we should be able to serve your needs. What do you have?
A round of your best fruit for myself in the house.
Someone's feeling generous. A round of Valentis Red for everyone. This, my friend, is the Paragon of Ales. The best your money can buy. Enjoy.
Gold and 20 silver. I can afford that. Nevin.
Afternoon, stranger. You looking for a stool to share a brew?
Who are you?
Name's Naveen. I fight with Prince Balin's expeditionary field unit. Yourself?
I'm Lana, a Grey Warden.
Figured as much. Good folks, wardens. I was in the deep roads when that one came by. What was his name? Duncan, something like that.
You knew Duncan?
I met him, sure. Good man. Solid. He knows what we go through in the deep roads. Not many do. Not even the ones who live this close. You have to be on the front lines.
You work for Balin.
I go where I'm sent, fight when I'm there, and leave politics where it belongs.
What unit are you fighting under?
Darkspawn. Not much use in turning our weapons elsewhere while those vermin still live.
I've never been to the
Every
deep
Grey
roads.
Warden ends up there. That's where they send you when you're ready to leave this world.
There it
Die
is.
in the dark, putting away as many vermin as you can. Getting more crowded these days, though. Lots of people interested all of a sudden. We go back tomorrow, and we're not the only ones.
Who else you sending
Balin
out?
ordered us in at first bell. He's splitting us into 4 teams to search for some of the lost tigers. Looking for signs of Bronca, I guess. Seems to be who everyone's after.
Who else is in the deep roads?
Lord Harrowmont's got his own men there, all looking for signs of Bronca. Guess the city's getting to miss having a paragon. Everyone wants someone to put in charge.
Who's Bronca?
Bronca was a paragon, some kind of great smith or whatnot. But she went batty and let her whole house into the deep roads more than 2 years ago. No chance she could have survived. And a lot of good men are gonna die looking for her corpse. Excuse me. This brew is starting to taste awful bitter.
Comedy routine. Oh, another nug. This one's just chilling here on the floor. It looks like a mixture between a mole and a rabbit. I think that's kind of the point.
They're everywhere. I can't take it. What? Get away. You'll change like the rest. Monsters hidden in all my friends.
Is it this Darkspawn corruption or
This
just madness?
thing's older than Darkspawn. And once you're in the story, they find you. See? I found copies. All from the same pen and older than the ones in song. Dormant my ass. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
Oh, let's check that out. Nug. Nug is an omnivore common in the deep roads, a hairless creature that is almost blind as well as completely docile. It's multiple times wading in shallow pools as well as mud pits, feeding on the small insects, worms, and in a pinch, limestone and simple minerals. Indeed, the digestive system of the Nug is legendary, able to make a meal out of almost anything a Nug finds on the cavern floors. Nugs reduce rapidly, spreading into a niche within the deep roads they can find, and serve to support a variety of predators such as giant spiders and deep stalkers. So, too, do dwarves make meals out of them. Nugs are in the poorest portions of Orzammar, one of the most common sources of meat available. Some dwarves even domesticate the creatures, claiming to find the creature's high-pitched squeaks pleasing. Life in Orzammar, City of Orzammar. Harrowmont, Balin, Aldukin, quest-related. Shaper's life. Unbound. And when his kingdom fell, so disappeared the stolen riches of the age. The beast, the unbound, dormant until one of the true spirits claims his throne. So must hunt the hero of his people, the principled who search for an ancient evil. This is how they can make a real deal. 3 pages, 3 ages. Same story, updated.
Sit down.
Have a drink.
I don't
Enjoy
understand why
life.
the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slapped me. Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
You know me, where travels fast.
You don't get far as the youngest and most outspoken member of the Assembly without keeping an ear to the stone. I heard there was a Grey Warden in town. No offense, but you kind of stand
Yeah, that's fair. Your view of cast must be controversial in the Assembly.
Very good. I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at tapsters. Or did they leave off with greatest shame to ever fall upon the Assembly? I'm always like that one. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent dishers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the Assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the casts are even necessary.
So you get to vote on the next king?
Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
Who are you voting for?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrowmont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
How does casting system work anyway?
Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the Assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill.
How'd you get going?
As you would.
Now, obviously, you see the problem with a system like that, right? Please tell me you see a problem with a system like that. If you don't see a problem with a system like that, we're fucking doomed as a species. Hey, another nug. Yoink. Wall carving. Brother, are you
Maker's blessing on
Chantry Dwarf? I didn't think dwarves believed in the Maker.
I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light.
Even in the very bowels of the earth, we hear no end of this chant.
And that is something to rejoice in, good sister. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Who's petitioning you to open a chantry?
The Shaperate controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
And you want me to talk to him for you?
Oh, I'd hoped you'd say that. I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always. Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Not gonna lie, I kind of don't want to bring religion here, but it's for a quest and I'll get XP for it, so...
Why do the poor not rise up against their betters? This I never understood.
Yo, right? Let's see...
There's a 20. Get 20 for their kid.
Okay, here. There. Jail, got it. Shatter, nice. Repeal, keep going.
Let's see some blood.
Alright. What do I have this as? Nearest visible mage. Was there a mage somewhere in this fight? Oh, there wouldn't be. Who are you targeting? yourself. Any or enemy. Any. Rock barrage. Oh, you don't have the thing to cast that. Alright, make it hurl then. Hurl rock. Yeah, I need to give you some... Yeah, I need to give you more willpower. Got it. Explanation of the cast list. Let's read up on them. Visitors to Orgrimmar should keep in mind that the hierarchies of the Warden Society are much more complex than our own. It is easy to gravely insult a man simply by mistaking his position. Since this can lead to the unnecessary loss of life and limbs, I attempt to mitigate the danger of my fellow travelers. The Society of Orgrimmar is divided into nobles, warriors. Oh, so it's nobles, warriors, smiths, artisans, miners, merchants, servants. Now you're unlikely to be saying to yourself, we have all those divisions among our people. This is a dangerous misconception. Certainly we have nobility, artisans, merchants, and those positions are highly inherited from their parents. However, the younger children of the noblemen often choose to be artisans or soldiers. A son of a merchant may join the army or become servants, or apprentice themselves to a craftsman. This is all freely chosen, limited perhaps by the circumstance of birth, but still chosen. What is a matter of choice for most humans folks is dictated entirely by the birth of the dwarves. No one may become a smith who is not born to smith caste parents. A servant who marries a noble woman will never be noble himself, and although his daughter would be nobles, his sons would be servants, for daughters inherit the caste of the mother, while sons inherit the caste of their father. That's stupid. The caste system in Orgrimmar includes many groups of privilege, the mobility and the warriors above all. But to the lesser degree, the merchants and the smiths are the miners. Tradition establishes a clear hierarchy, but as in any culture, with the upper class, there is also a clear underclass. Those unfortunate so-called casteless are believed to be descendants of criminals and other undesirables. They have been looked down upon since Orgrimmar's foundation. They have taken up their residence in the place called Dusttown, a crumbling ruin in the fringe of Orgrimmar's common area. Orgrimmar society considers these casteless lower than even the servant caste. Indeed, the casteless are not allowed to become servants, as it is too honorable a position. They are seen as little better than animals, their faces branded at birth to mark them as the bastard children of the kingdom. Their home district, little more than a slum, is the haven for crime, organized and otherwise. Orgrimmar guards cannot be bothered to patrol the streets. The best that most castle doors can hope for is a life in the whim of a local crime lord, ended abruptly by violence or the abundance of toxic lichen ale. Even so, there are some hope for the castless, a dangling rope that offers a way up in the greater Orgrimmar society. Since the dwarf's caste is determined by the parents of that noble house of caste, strangely acceptable for the castless woman to train in the arts of countly romance to woo nobles and warriors. They are known as noble hunters. Noble hunters. Any male born from such a union is considered a joyous event, considering the low rate of dwarven fertility. The mother and the entire family are then taken into the father's house, although they retain their caste. Dwarves we know on the surface are also considered casteless once they leave Orgrimmar, although this can only be relevant for those who return, if they are allowed to return at all. Dwarves who leave for the surface, the sun-touched, are, as they're often called behind their backs, lose their connection to the stone and forever the favor of their ancestors, and thus are worthy of little more than pity, for upon dying they are said to be lost to the stone forever. Put it that way, it seems like a sad existence indeed. Yeah. Classism. It's great.
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw. And that's not much of a uniform.
I'm Lina, a Grey Warden.
Oh, you looking for a chance to bring in some coin? Could be I have that opportunity. Especially for someone with a few connections above ground.
I hear what you're
Human
asking.
Kings, you know, they make these ridiculous laws. Like about who gets to buy and sell Lyrian, the sacred gift the stone provides us to show her love. No law should regulate that. The laws are meant to keep mages away from the stuff, so there's always buyers in the Circle Tower. I got one man named Godwin. He's expecting a delivery of his stone's weight. You want an investment opportunity? I could see fit to, say, sell you that lyrium instead, at the reasonable price of 50 sovereigns.
You're trying to get clean money.
Or, since you can travel freely from here, sell it to Godwin, who you know is buying. And if you bring back his return order, I could pay you, say, 20 sovereigns as a finder's fee.
It must be dangerous paying so much.
More so for someone like you, I guess. Most dwarves born down here have a natural immunity. Other races, there are problems if they spend too long with the ore. The real issue is that lyrium's valuable. It's only found down here, and human mages can't work without it.
I don't have that kind of
As long
money.
as you keep your eyes down and your mouth shut, we've got no further business.
Do I really not have that kind of money? I could have swore I had more gold than that.
All right, all right.
Yeah, I probably would have done it, honestly.
What are you looking for? We got nothing to buy for the likes of you. Or maybe you wanted to sell.
This doesn't look like a store.
Well, our business is kind of covert, if you know what I mean. It's illegal in Orzammar for me to engage in protected trade, but they look the other way if I share things with my friends. For money.
That's a fair payment. What do you give me?
Why don't you take a look?
It's even possible. Parisian. Worse. Oh, yeah, I'll actually buy this. Thank you. Hey, wait, I got some new armor for you. Fuck.
What can I do?
Assembly directive.
Your clothes are so fancy. Did you get them topside?
Yes, I did.
My mam used to say they don't got no stone to protect them topside. If I go up there, I'm gonna fall into the sky.
No, that doesn't happen.
Yes. When my dad left, he never came back. Who's to say he didn't fall up, eh?
I have to go now.
Don't fall into the sky when you go back up there.
That's not how gravity works, friend. Dead nugs.
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezhda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dust Town. Help a poor cripple. You're as kind as you are beautiful. I owe you when I get back on my feet, if my feet still worked. It takes a stranger to notice how bad things are, huh? No dwarf would lift a sodding finger. Excuse my language. What takes you out of the diamond quarters, stranger? You got a vice you're looking for old Nadezhda to fill?
No. How'd you get crippled?
I'd say it was an accident, try to get some sympathy coin, but you look like you'd rather hear the truth. I was running protection for the Carta when some guardsmen caught me. Duster I was with had coin for a bribe, but I took a stand. Guardsmen broke my sodding kneecaps and had me kneel in dung until the infection set in. Never healed proper.
Can they just get away with
I
that?
don't know where you're from, but in Orzammar, casteless have no lineage, so it's no crime to hurt you. You're born to wear a branded face in Orzammar, and you'll live your life in Dust Town.
What do you mean by brand?
Means you don't exist. It tells everyone who sees you not to work with you, not to serve you, and not to care if you're hurt. The Deep Lords burn it into us the day we're born, so no one accidentally oversteps her place.
Where's the body go to get a drink around here?
If you have that kind of coin, Salroka, you don't want to drink what they've got here. Take yourself up to Tapster's. Long as your face isn't branded, they've got anything you want.
I should get going
I'll
now.
just stay out of your way then.
That's fucked. Really, really fucked.
Spare a bit for the needy? Please. It's not for me, it's... have you a coin to spare, milady? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I.
I actually gave some food to a homeless person. I'm not even sure if they're homeless or just poor today while I was getting food myself. Why doesn't your father's son help you?
Question I ask every day. He was eager enough for a daughter who would bring him into the mining caste. But since the boy was born, I've not seen nose or heel of the lout. And me alone on the street, forbidden to return to my family unless I... But no! I can't bear to even think of it!
What's wrong?
My name is Erlinda. I wasn't always like this. I was born to a mining caste family. We weren't wealthy, but I never went hungry before. Now it's all gone, and it's my own fault. Ancestors curse me, but there's nothing I can do to set it right.
What happened?
I fell in love. He seemed so exotic, you know? Tough and smart, and never had to bow his head to anyone. He was casteless, and I think... No, I know he was just trying to father a higher caste child so he could petition for status. But our child was a son, casteless like his father. My parents disowned me and stripped my caste from me. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him.
That's horrible.
I cannot abandon my baby. The Shapers teach that only children of true lineage exist, not those born casteless. But they never carried a child. He cries like any other infant, and smiles when he's warm and full. I can't kill him because of an accident of birth. An accident
This system's
I
really
forced on him?
fucked. What kind of life will you have? What? Maybe I can reason with your
You would do
family.
that? But why?
Is that an option to tell you to kill your baby? What the fuck? Look, gave word in the mouth.
I cannot offer enough gratitude. But I warn you, my father is a stiff-necked man. His name is Ordell, and he's usually at Tapster's in the evening. I do not think he will listen to you. But I will wait anxiously to see if you can do what you promise.
Hey, maybe it's better to just kill him so he doesn't got to go through this life. What the fuck is that an option? Yo!
Now's better than later.
Kind of fucked up though, taking these poor people's shit. I'm sorry, they're in locked chest.
So you can
This is
get
loot
off
for me.
my back.
This is EXP. Alright, to Tapsters.
What are you looking at, stranger?
I met your daughter.
I have no daughter. Could be you met a castless whore claiming she was once mine.
If you don't take Zorinda back, she'll die.
What? You think she'd die just to keep that thing? She knows what she has to do to come home. I never wanted her gone. Just the little cur. Can't she see she'd have a better life if she got rid of it?
It's a baby, not a cur. She loves him.
Just tell her. We never meant to hurt her. It just seemed best that... Oh, just tell her to come home. Her mother and I are waiting for her.
Persuade OP. Holy shit, that was a really dark fucking option though. Just kill the baby. You'll be fine. No!
You're back. I thought you weren't coming. What did he say?
Your father wants you both to come home.
Both of us? I don't believe he said that. I've never heard him refer to my son as anything but trash. He calls him it. But maybe Mother convinced him. Or you did. Oh, my friend. I cannot thank you enough. If this were a story, my son would grow to manhood and pledge himself as a knight in your service. When he grows up, I will send him to you. I promise.
Ooh. Ooh. Spoilers, I'm not growing old. Either way, I think for right now that's a pretty good place to stop. That's also a really fucking dark quest line. Holy shit. Dude, just kill the baby so you can go home. Wow. Either way, I want everyone out there to have a good morning, evening, day, or night, wherever you're at. But for right now, I'm out. Later.